Hello everybody, welcome to 21st Century IAS Academy Delhi Campus C.A.R.E initiative, Current Affairs through Reverse Engineering. This is Goli Varsha. Let us look into the first article for the day. Successful Teacher Training Workshop on NanoQuest, a journey of exploration through Nano World at CSIR CSIO Chandigarh in association with KAMP and CBSE. Okay, in this heading itself, there are many things important for prelims. What is KAMP? It is Knowledge and Awareness Mapping Platform. What is it? It is an international intellect e-based assessment platform to evaluate cognizance of 21st century skills, awareness and knowledge of science, technology and humanities among students. Okay, it is an initiative of CSIR, NISCPR. What is this? National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research. Okay, so CSIR, NISCPR came into existence on 14th January 2021. Okay, so this is relatively a new institution. All right, now what is CSIO? CSIO is Central Scientific Instruments Organization. What is it? It is a national laboratory dedicated to research, design, and development of scientific and industrial instruments. All right, so that is about CSIO. Now, what is CSIR? This can be a standalone question in prelims. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to CSIR? Okay, so please be thorough with the basics of CSIR. Now we'll see the basics of CSIR. Now CSIR is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. All right. It was established in the year 1942. And one very important fact is, though it is funded by Ministry of Science and Technology, it operates as an autonomous body through the Societies Registration Act of 1860. This is very important. Okay, going by the name, students would think it is not related to Societies Registration Act, but it is not so. It is funded by the ministry, but it's an autonomous body and it functions through the Societies Registration Act of 1860. All right, and who is the president of CSIR? It is the Prime Minister. And who is the vice president? It is the Union Minister of Science and Technology. Okay, and what is the main aim of this or objective of the CSIR? To conduct scientific and industrial research of national importance. All right, and what are few achievements of CSIR? See, the ink which we get it on our fingers, no, during elections, that is the indelible mark. That ink was also CSIR's work or achievement. Okay, and you've heard about this traditional knowledge digital library, no? This traditional knowledge digital library was established by CSIR. Okay, and it is accessible in 5 languages: English, German, French, Japanese, and Spanish. And CSIR successfully challenged the grant of patent in the USA for the use of haldi, that is turmeric, for wound healing. Okay, on the basis of this traditional knowledge. And genome sequencing, CSIR completed it in 2009, human genome sequencing. So these are some basics about CSIR. All right. Now CBSE is Central Board for Secondary Education. We will get into the MCQ. Consider the following. Graphene. See, this graphene is altogether a very important theme. Okay, now we'll see some basics about graphene before we solve this question. Okay, see, graphene is an allotrope of carbon. Now, what is allotrope? Same chemical structure, but the physical form will be different. Okay, so that is an allotrope, and graphene is an allotrope of carbon. It is one atom thick planar sheet of carbon atoms that are densely packed in a honeycomb crystal lattice. Okay, and second point you have to remember, this graphene was discovered in 2004, and the scientists received Nobel Prize for the invention in 2010. Not invention, discovery. Okay, so that you have to remember. And how thick is it? It is million times thinner than paper. How strong is it? It is stronger than diamond. How conductive it is? It is better than copper. So all these three properties make it a super material for 21st century. Okay, and it is also impermeable. All right. So, in terms of statistics, if we write, it is 60% greater in terms of conductivity than copper. It has applications in high performance batteries, supercapacitors, in aerospace and automotive sectors. Okay, so these are some basics about graphene. Now, what is a soft ferrite? Soft ferrite is a substance which is high magnetic permeability. Okay, so that is a soft ferrite. Perovskite oxides. So this is a combination of alkaline earth or rare earth metal with a transition metal. Okay. Next is carbon nanotube. This is very important for prelims also. So I'll tell you a few basics about carbon nanotube. The intention of telling basics of each and everything is that we don't want you to miss out on any MCQ if you're giving your prelims in 2024 or even after that. Okay, yeah. So, what are carbon nanotubes? They're hollow cylindrical nanostructures composed of a single sheet of carbon atoms. Okay, they have high exceptional electrical, physical, and thermal properties. And you know what? It is 200 times lighter than steel. However, it is stronger than steel. It is lighter than steel. When it comes to strength, it is stronger than steel. And it is 10,000 times thinner than the human hair. Okay, it is 10,000 times thinner than the human hair. And when it comes to applications of carbon nanotubes, you would have heard this, no? Carbon nanotube computers. So, carbon nanotubes have immense potential in revolutionizing the hardware industry. All right. And when it comes to this nanotechnology, you have to remember one more term known as dendrimers. Now, what are dendrimers? They are the nanomaterial for drug delivery, and they can transport large amounts of drug into specific areas. All right, this is one term. And second term is metamaterial. What is a metamaterial? Metamaterial is any material engineered to have a property that is not found in the naturally occurring materials, which means they are made up of assemblies of multiple elements fashioned from composite materials such as metals and plastics. Okay, so if you liked one property of this material and you like some 10th property of this material, so you will combine these both so that you can get both the properties in one. Okay, so those materials are known as metamaterials. So these are other terms which you have to be aware. Now, how many of the materials listed above can be used for microwave absorption? Now, what are microwave absorption materials? Those are substances that are designed to absorb and dissipate electromagnetic energy in the microwave frequency range. Now, if you take the electromagnetic spectrum, this order is also important for prelims: gamma rays, X rays, UV rays, visible range, VIBGYOR, infrared, micro, and radio. This is the order. Order of what? Increasing wavelength and decreasing frequency. Okay, so you have to remember that. And how many of the materials listed above can be used for microwave absorption? All the four. Okay, yeah. Next, if a potato is placed in a pure paper plate which is white and unprinted and is put in a microwave oven, the potato heats up but the paper does not. This is because potato is mainly made up of starch whereas the paper is mainly made up of cellulose. No, this is not the answer. Potato transmits microwaves whereas paper reflects microwaves. No, the potato contains water whereas paper does not contain water. See, this is the correct answer because it is the water that is absorbing the energy and hence the potato is heating up. Okay, so C is the answer. Next, United Service Institution of India to organize annual UN Forum 2023 on international humanitarian law and peacekeeping in New Delhi. Now, what is this United Service Institution of India? It is the country's oldest think tank established in the year 1870. Why? For research and debate on national security and military affairs. So these are some basics, 2 points about United Service Institution of India. All right. Now, why is it organizing the annual UN Forum 2023? Why is it doing so? See, with the contemporary UN peacekeeping missions increasingly being deployed in volatile environments characterized by asymmetric warfare, and ensuring adherence to international humanitarian law principles has become critical. Hence, they are organizing this. All right? Now we'll get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to UN peacekeeping. UN peacekeeping is an important theme, and we'll see some basics about this. Okay. This year, 2023, marks the 75th year of the United Nations Peacekeeping Forces or the United Nations Peacekeeping Mission. Okay. So it is important. 75th year, no? So it is important. Now, what is this UN peacekeeping? It is a vital tool employed by the United Nations to help countries navigate the path from conflict to peace. All right? And UN Security Council authorizes the deployment. Okay? First, second, third. Okay? And the peacekeeping operations require consent of the main parties involved in conflict. Okay? And it has to be impartial. What has to be impartial? Peacekeepers should maintain impartiality in their dealings. Okay? Now, what is the relation between India and UN peacekeeping? India, in terms of troop contribution, it is the largest troop contributor. All right? And Indian Army has established the Center for United Nations Peacekeeping also. And you know this, right? United Nations blue helmets, this term blue helmets is related to which of the following? Okay, they'll give you ocean saviors or water saviors, etc. No, UN blue helmets is related to the UN peacekeeping forces. Okay, so these are some basics. All right, now we'll come to the MCQ. Every member state is legally obligated to pay their respective share towards peacekeeping. Yes. Next, India is the highest monetary contributor to the United Nations peacekeeping operations. Monetary wise, no, but troops wise, yes. So this is gone. United Nations General Assembly determines when and where a peace operation should be deployed. No, we just saw, right? UNSC, it's UNSC. So only one is correct. Which of the following are the core functions of the United Nations multidimensional peacekeeping operations? Stabilization, yes. Peace consolidation, yes. To extend support to a losing state in a war, no. We just saw that these peacekeeping forces should be impartial. Okay, so if it is supporting a losing state, then it'll be partial, right? So that is going against the UN peacekeeping forces mandate. So 1 and 2 is correct. D. Now, plans a food to build strategic natural gas reserve. What is natural gas? As the name suggests, it is a naturally occurring mixture and it has gaseous hydrocarbons, particularly methane, okay, along with some other small amounts of other alkenes. Okay, so that is natural gas and its formation is similar to the formation of petroleum. See, in March 2023, the Parliamentary Standing Committee pointed out that there has been an inordinate delay in land acquisitions, and the land acquisition delay led to the delaying of strategic petroleum reserve project by almost 2 years. And which projects were they referring to? They were referring to projects at Chandikol in Odisha, Chandikol in Odisha, and Padur in Karnataka. Okay, so these two locations will be very important, okay, because the Parliamentary Standing Committee itself pointed out this one. All right, now we'll get into the MCQ. How many pairs listed above are correct? Strategic Petroleum Reserve, Padur in Tamil Nadu, no, it's in Karnataka. Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh is correct. Chandikol, Odisha is also correct. So these two are correct. Now consider the following statements. Natural gas occurs in Gondwana beds. See, Gondwana beds are famous for coal, not natural gas. So this is gone. When one is gone, A is gone. Okay, now mica occurs in abundance in Kodarma. Kodarma is in Jharkhand. Okay, and if you have the habit of watching documentaries, National Geographic Channel has actually documented the life of laborers in Kodarma region who work in mines, okay, to extract mica. Okay, they are used in cosmetics also to get that glitter effect. Glitter on consumers' face, but sadness in the lives of laborers. Okay, so yeah. Dharawars are famous for petroleum. Dharavar is in Karnataka, but it is famous for what? Iron and manganese, not for petroleum. So 3 is gone, 2 is correct. All right. Next, Pulse mission to lift output, buffer soon. NAFED to encourage pulse farming, assures purchase in scheme. Which scheme are they referring to? It is the Bharat Dal Utpadan Swalambhan Abhiyan. That is in Hindi. Okay. In English, it is the Indian Mission for Self Sufficiency in Pulse Production. What is the aim? To lift production, meet the buffer norms, and end import dependency. And the focus area of the scheme is Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Telangana, and Karnataka. And NAFED is the primary implementing agency for the scheme. Okay, so these are some basics that you have to keep in mind for prelims with respect to the Bharat Dal Utpadan Swalambhan Abhiyan. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Implementing agency is NAFED, the states, and why is it in place? Okay, now what is the implementing agency? It is NAFED. What is NAFED? National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India Limited. Okay, because there is no C and M, so you will forget this cooperative marketing. Okay, it is NAFED. No, there is no C and M, but in the full form, it is National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India Limited. So we'll see some basics about this NAFED. It is the apex organization for marketing cooperatives. All right. And when was it established? In the year 1958, but was registered under the Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act of 2002. Okay. What are its objectives? To promote, develop marketing, to promote and develop marketing. Okay. Of what? Of agricultural, horticultural, and forest produce. Second is distribution of agricultural machinery. And third is giving technical advices. All right, these are some basics for prelims from this article. Now we'll get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to minimum support price MSP. See, again and again I'm repeating, MSP, Kharif crops, Rabi crops are very, very important. They form a theme and it is repetitive theme in prelims. Okay. Now, CACP recommends MSP for 24 crops and fair remunerative price for sugarcane. Fair remunerative price for sugarcane, yeah. CACP recommends for 24 crops. No, actually it is 22 plus 2. 22 CACP will recommend and one fair remunerative price. Now what are these two? These are Toria and dehusked coconut. Toria and dehusked coconut. They will also have MSP, but it is not fixed by CACP. The Department of Agriculture and Cooperation fixes the minimum support price for Toria and dehusked coconut based on MSPs of rapeseed and copra. Did you get my point? That's why we are not adding these two to 22. These also will have MSP, these 22 will also have MSP, but this is decided by CACP, whereas these two, the MSP is decided by Department of Agriculture and Cooperation. Okay, so that is one thing you have to remember. So this is gone, 1 is gone, C is gone. There is a lot of happiness, no, in eliminating options, confidently eliminating options. Okay, yeah. The cost of production while calculating MSP includes all paid out costs incurred on hired human labor, rent paid for leased inland, irrigation charges, imputed value of wages of family labor, and rent for owned land. So, yes, all the factors will be taken into consideration. Maximum. Okay. So, this is correct. 2 is correct. All right. Now, the economic cost of food grains to the Food Corporation of India is minimum support price and bonus paid to the farmers plus transportation costs only, interest costs only. See, before 2023, this maximum, if the words like only, okay, are given in statements, they would be wrong. But after 2023, no, that option is eliminated. So this A is gone, B is gone. Procurement, incidentals, and distribution cost. Yes, this is the answer. Now, what are procurement incidentals? They are the initial costs incurred during the procurement of food grains. Okay, and distribution cost means freight, handling charges, losses during transit. Okay, so C is the answer. Bitcoin ETF hype has Wall Street eyeing $100 billion crypto potential. For prelims, Bitcoin as a standalone question is very important. Okay. What is a Bitcoin? It is a type of digital currency. Okay. It is a type of digital currency and it was introduced in the year 2009. It is based on open source protocol and is not issued by any central authority. This is the basic definition of Bitcoin you have to remember. Okay. Now, who founded it, we don't know. But there is one name always in news, that is Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay. Though it is a pseudo name, so a group of people with this name actually are said to be associated with this. Okay. So, why was this Bitcoin introduced? Actually, the intention was to provide an alternative to fiat money. Now, what is fiat money? Fiat money is government issued currency, okay? And it is not backed by a physical commodity such as silver or gold, but it is backed by the government that is issuing it. Okay, so to provide an alternative to fiat money, this Bitcoin was in place. And blockchain technology is used to maintain the transactions that are made in Bitcoins, okay? So blockchain technology is based on decentralized ledger system. Okay. Now these are some basics. Now we'll get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to Bitcoin. Bitcoin transactions are reversible, allowing users to undo a transaction if needed. No, this is wrong because they are irreversible and can only be refunded by the receiving party. Okay, so this is false. Now, Bitcoin relies on a centralized ledger system for recording transactions. This is also wrong because in the basics part, we have seen that it uses a decentralized ledger system. So, this is also wrong. The total supply of Bitcoin is capped at 21 million, making it a deflationary digital currency. This is correct. So, 1 and 2 are wrong. How many of the statements given above are incorrect? See, this is a trap, big trap. So, 2 are wrong, B is the answer. With reference to Bitcoin, sometimes in news, which of the following statements are correct? Bitcoins are tracked by the central banks of the countries. See, the definition which we saw, Bitcoin is a type of digital currency that enables instant payment. Okay, and it was introduced in the year 2009, and it is based on an open source protocol and is not issued by any central authority. That is the basic definition. So, if you're thorough with that, you will eliminate this option. So, when 1 is gone, A is gone, D is also gone. 3 is common, no? So, you don't need to read. You have to only see whether 2 is correct or not. Okay, anyone with a Bitcoin address can send and receive Bitcoins from anyone else with a Bitcoin address. This is true. So B is the answer. How free cancer care alone won't help the fight against cancer in India? There are some statistics which you can use in mains as well. So, the sheer burden of cancer plus an underfunded public health system forces people to access care in private healthcare system of the country. This worsens the financial burden by adding to the direct or indirect out of pocket expenditure. Okay, so cancer is already the third leading cause of death in India. This is important for prelims. Money spent by a patient on an ailment is the highest for cancer. And Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana offered some respite by providing health insurance of rupees 5 lakh for per family per year. So these things you can use in your answers also. Now, and one more thing I wanted to tell you, this is related to cancer but not related to the article. Raman Magsaysay Award. Okay, it is considered as the Asia's Nobel Prize. And this year, Ravi Kannan, a surgical oncologist, was awarded this Raman Magsaysay Award. Okay, for the year 2023. Why? Because of his efforts to provide low cost cancer treatment to the rural poor. Okay, he is credited with revolutionizing cancer treatment in Assam through a people centric and pro people, pro poor healthcare approach. Okay, his name is Ravi Kannan. Ravi Kannan. So you can use this as an example also. All right, in your answers. Okay, that was some extra GAN. Yeah. Which of the following cellular processes are commonly dysregulated in cancer cells, leading to uncontrolled cell growth and proliferation? Apoptosis. Now, what is apoptosis? It is programmed cell death process. Okay, and if it is dysregulated, no, what will happen? The cells will not die, they just keep expanding, and hence they will cause cancer. Okay, so 1 is correct, B is gone. Now, glycolysis. It is a metabolic process that cancer cells often rely on for energy production. Okay, so this is also a reason. Now, oxidative phosphorylation. It is the final step in the cellular respiration. Okay, it occurs in the mitochondria. Okay, and it is linked to a process known as electron transport chain. See, this one is not related to this because 2 and 3 are gone. Any which ways, this is not related. But just for your information, I'm telling you. Okay. So when 2 and this option is gone, 3 is not there. No, so you don't need to read 3 actually. Okay. But for your information, I'm telling you. DNA repair. See, it is a critical cellular process, and mutations in genes involved in DNA repair can actually contribute to the accumulation of genetic changes leading to cancer. Okay, so 1 to 4 is the answer. All right. Now, metastasis is the process by which, what is metastasis? See, if you go by the etymology of the word, meta means next. Okay, stasis means placement. So, next placement. Okay, cells divide rapidly under the influence of drugs. No. Cancer cells spread through the blood or lymphatic system to other sites or organs. Yes, this is the answer. All right. Now, energy burst in distant galaxy disturbed ionosphere. About 2 billion years ago, in a galaxy far beyond our Milky Way, a big star met its demise in a massive explosion called supernova that unleashed a huge burst of gamma rays which packed the most energy of any wave in the electromagnetic spectrum. Yes, because gamma rays are at the starting, no? And this way, the wavelength will get increased. Here the frequency is max. Okay, so here there is a word mentioned, ionosphere. What is this ionosphere? This ionosphere is 50 to 950 kilometers above the earth's surface. Okay, 50 to 950 kilometers above the earth's surface, and it is stretching to the very edge of space. Now what are the layers? First of all, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Now where is ionosphere? It is not there. No, it is part of thermosphere. Okay, it is part of thermosphere, and it has charged particles, so that is ionosphere. So these are some basics about ionosphere. And one more word we came across is supernova. What is this supernova? With respect to galaxies and stars, supernova, see, I'll explain you. There is life cycle for a star. Okay, there is star nebula. Okay, if it is a massive star, there is one part. Then if it's average star, there's another part. Okay, if it is average star, it'll the next stage would be red giant, and then it'll be planetary nebula, and then it'll be white dwarf. Okay, if it is a massive star, it'll be a red supergiant. Here it is red giant, no, here it is red supergiant. Then there will be supernova explosion, then there will be neutron star, and then there will be black hole. This is how black holes are formed. All right, and in supernovas also we'll have type 1 supernova and type 2. Okay, type 1 is with respect to this white dwarf fellow. Okay, if the white dwarf is exploding, and in a binary star system, this white dwarf, no, it accretes matter from a companion star. Okay, and it will exceed its critical mass. That is type 1 supernova. Okay, supernova explosion. Now in type 2, the supernova will result from the collapse of a massive star core. This red supergiant is there, no? And if the massive star core is collapsing, then it will result in supernova. All right, so this is type 1 and this is type 2. These are some basics about this life cycle of star, etc. Okay, so there can be a potential question in prelims with respect to steps that are involved. Arrange this in a proper order. Okay, so these things you have to remember. Now consider the following statements with respect to supernova. Supernovae are high energy explosions that occur at the end of star's life cycle. This is correct. Through that life cycle diagram whichever I have drawn, it is evident, right? Now, type 1 supernovae are characterized by the collapse of massive star's core, while type 2 supernovae result from the accretion of mass into white dwarf. No, it is reverse. Okay, we have seen, right? Now, supernovae play a crucial role in the synthesis of heavy elements in the universe. This is correct. So 2 is wrong. Now how many of the statements given above is are correct? Only 2 are correct. Okay, which of the following is are cited by scientists as evidence for the continued expansion of the universe? Detection of microwaves in space. Yes, because if the universe is expanding, they travel and travel, right? So yeah, this is correct. So if 1 is correct, B is gone. Observation of redshift phenomenon in space. Now what is this redshift phenomenon in space? It is a key concept used by the astronomers. Okay, see, in VIBGYOR, this red color, no, it has highest wavelength. Okay, this much you should know to understand what is redshift. When an object is moving far away from us, the light from the object is known as redshift. And when the object is moving towards us, the light from the object is known as blue shift. Okay, astronomers use redshift and blue shift to deduce how far an object is far away from the earth. Okay, and this concept is key to charting the universe expansion. Did you understand what I said? See, the wavelength of the light, if it is stretched so that the light is seen as shifted towards the red part of the spectrum, that is redshift. Okay, something similar happens, no, when sound waves, with sound waves also, when a source of sound moves relative to an observer. So yeah, so 2 is correct. When 2 is correct, this is gone, this is gone. So you don't need to read 3 and 4, right? Yeah. there is another level joy in eliminating options confidently, right? To arrive at the answer. Now, AMR Awareness Week. FAO's biosecurity protocol can help create healthy farms with less antibiotic use. The three zone biosecurity initiative by FAO was originally launched in 2013 to contain avian flu outbreaks. Okay. Now, FAO in yesterday's C.A.R.E initiative also we have seen FAO, Rome, and with WHO, it actually started Codex Alimentarius Commission. Okay, so it is headquartered in Rome. Okay, now coming to this three zone biosecurity initiative. What is it? So it includes dividing the area of livestock based on the risk of disease germs. Okay, so red, yellow, and green are the codes. Okay, now red is for high risk, yellow is for moderate risk, and green is for low risk. All right. So why is it so? So that you can be careful whenever you are feeding them, or what kind of food should be given, or for all those purposes. All right. Now, FAO's three-zone biosecurity initiative primarily aimed to combat climate change impacts on poultry farms? No. Address economic losses incurred by farmers due to falling crop yields? No. Contain and mitigate outbreak of deadly avian flu? Yes, we have seen, no, in the article itself. Now, FAO accords the status of globally important agricultural heritage system (GIHAS) to traditional agricultural systems. What is the overall goal of the initiative? So he is already given GIHAS is globally important agricultural heritage systems. It was started by FAO to safeguard and support world's agricultural heritage systems. Okay. What are the GIHAS sites in India? Pampure Saffron Heritage of Kashmir. Next, Koraput Traditional Agriculture of Odisha, and Kuttanad Below Sea Level Farming System of Kerala. These three are the GIHAS heritage sites in India. Okay. They are outstanding landscapes of aesthetic beauty that combine agricultural biodiversity, resilient ecosystems, and valuable cultural heritage. All right. So this is about GIHAS. Now, to provide modern technology training in modern farming methods and financial support. No. To identify and safeguard eco-friendly traditional farm practices and the associated landscapes, agricultural biodiversity, and knowledge systems of the local communities. Yes, this is correct. So, one is gone, two is correct. To provide geographical indication status to all the varieties of agricultural produce in such identified GIHAS. This is a very generic statement, no? This is wrong. So, two is correct. All right. Next. AMR Awareness Week, the link with climate change, water, and why we need to incentivize measures against antimicrobial resistance. Many countries now have national antimicrobial resistance action plans, but implementation remains vastly different. Now, what is antimicrobial resistance? You should not confuse here, okay? Antimicrobial resistance is the resistance acquired by a microorganism, be it bacteria, fungi, parasite, or virus, against antimicrobial drugs that are used to treat infections. Okay? So, it is the resistance acquired by a microorganism inside your body. Understanding or not? So, yeah. Now, we'll get into the MCQ. Which of the following mechanisms contribute significantly to the development of antimicrobial resistance? Horizontal gene transfer through transformation. Now, what is horizontal gene transfer through transformation? See, this involves the uptake and incorporation of foreign genetic material by bacteria. Okay, so what will happen? It'll become key mechanism for spread of antimicrobial resistance, right? So, yeah, this is correct. When one is correct, B is gone, D is also gone. So 2 and 3. 4 to gaya, matlab it is not even in the race. Now, synchronous replication of bacterial DNA. See, this is not directly associated with antimicrobial resistance, okay? It is normal cellular process in bacterial DNA replication. So 2 is gone. Inhibition of efflux pumps in bacteria. So when 2 is gone, obviously only 3 is left over. So 1 and 3 is the answer. Okay. But you should note the meaning, no? Inhibition of efflux pumps in bacteria. Inhibition of efflux pumps in bacteria means efflux pumps in bacteria can actively pump out the antibiotics, reducing their effectiveness. And inhibiting these pumps, no, is a strategy that the bacteria uses to resist the action of antimicrobial agents. All right, so C is the answer. Which one of the following are the reasons for the occurrence of multi-drug resistance in microbial pathogens in India? Genetic predisposition of some people. What genetic predisposition? See, if you have confusion, you come to the next point. Okay, taking incorrect doses of antibiotics to cure diseases, this is definitely a reason. So 2 should be there, which means C is gone. Okay, using antibiotics in livestock farming, this is also a reason. So 3 is correct. Now you will get some clarity about option 1. Okay, so this is definitely wrong. Then genetic predisposition of some people, some people inherit some diseases from their parents. Okay, now multiple chronic diseases in some people, it is not directly related to drug resistance. All right, so B is the answer. Now, EV battery recycling can give wings to India's decarbonization dreams but faces stiff challenges. Okay, now we'll get into the MCQ. Which of the following elements commonly found in waste batteries is classified as a hazardous waste? Now here I want to mention about one convention, that is Rotterdam Convention. Here I want to mention about one convention which is important for prelims. It is the Basel Convention of 1989. It is a non-binding disposal guidelines. Okay, what will it do? It will control the transboundary movement of hazardous waste. And you should also remember one thing, radioactive waste is not covered under this Basel Convention of 1989. All right, so this is some background about Basel Convention. It is not mentioned here, but I am just giving you extra gyan for prelims. Okay, now we'll come to this question. Which of the following elements commonly found in waste batteries is classified as hazardous waste? So looking at the options, all 4 is not possible. But using common sense, zinc and cadmium, these 2 we know, right? I mean, frequently, at least in our 10th standard, we would read this. Okay, so 2 and 3, zinc and cadmium. All right. And then there is mercury, lead, chromium are also hazardous waste. Fine. Now, which of the following statements regarding recycling are correct? Recycling is just the collection and separation of waste materials. What will happen? You will just collect it and separate it. Whereas, is it being reused, or are you making something out of the separation? No, na? So this is wrong. So when 1 is gone, the only option left is 2 and 3. Okay, without even reading what 2 and 3 is, you will arrive at the answer. All right. This is it for today. All the best.